Welcome to Breakup Cheater, where true hearts break, secrets surface, and betrayal is exposed in raw detail. Every story here pulls you into the storm of real human emotions, the lies, the heartbreak, the shattered trust, and the strength it takes to rise again. If you've ever loved deeply, lost painfully, or fought to rebuild yourself, you're in the right place. I never imagined betrayal could make a room feel colder. But that morning in the courtroom, as the heavy oak doors swung open, I felt a chill crawl over my skin, not because of the air conditioning, but because of who stepped through them. It was her, my wife, or at least the woman who used to be. And beside her, hand in hand, was him. They were laughing. Not the awkward, embarrassed kind of laugh. No, it was the easy, shameless laughter of two people who thought they had already won. My fingers tightened around the edge of the table as 100 memories rushed in. Our wedding day, the nights we stayed up planning our future, the quiet promises whispered in the dark. Now, all of it felt like scenes from someone else's life. Someone more naive. I wasn't supposed to be here like this. The defendant in my own marriage. She had filed for divorce. She painted herself as the victim. And I, the fool, had been blindsided by the cruelty that only comes when love turns into a weapon. The beginning of the end started 5 months ago. Maya had grown distant, that much I noticed. She stopped reaching for my hand at the movies. She claimed overtime shifts more often, came home smelling of expensive cologne that wasn't mine. I asked once, gently, "Is everything okay? You seem somewhere else lately." She smiled, a small, brittle smile. "I'm just tired, Daniel. Work's been a lot." I wanted to believe her. God, I did. After all, we'd been together 8 years, married for 5. We were the couple that others pointed to and said, "They have it figured out." So I ignored the late nights. I ignored the sudden phone calls she took in the bathroom. I ignored the way her eyes flicked to her phone whenever a message buzzed. Until one night I couldn't. The message that changed everything. It was a rainy Thursday. I remember because the sound of rain used to make our apartment feel warm and safe. She had left her phone on the counter while she showered. I wasn't looking for anything, I swear I wasn't. But when her screen lit up, the preview froze me. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Last time was unforgettable." The name Eric. Boss. My stomach twisted. My first instinct was to deny it. To think it was about work, a dinner, a project. But the words burned through my excuses like acid. I opened the messages. And there it was. Months of secret meetings, hotel rooms, intimate confessions. Pictures I can't unsee. "You make me feel alive. I wish he knew how dull he is compared to you. I can't wait until this is all official. Until it's just you and me." My hands trembled. I felt a ringing in my ears, like the world had just tipped sideways. That night I didn't rage. I didn't throw her phone or scream accusations. I waited. She came out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel, humming. She saw my face and paused. "What's wrong?" she asked. I held up the phone. "Who is he, Maya?" Her eyes widened, not with guilt but with calculation. "You went through my phone. Don't you dare turn this on me," I said, my voice low, shaking. "How long?" She sighed, and I'll never forget that sigh. It wasn't remorse. It was relief. Like a burden had been lifted. "Daniel, we haven't been happy for a long time." "I was happy," I whispered. She looked at me then, really looked at me, and I swear I saw something harden in her gaze. "Eric understands me. He supports my career. You just exist." The words cut deeper than any shout could. She packed a bag that night and left. No apologies. No second chances. The papers. 2 weeks later, divorce papers arrived. Filed by her. She wanted the apartment. Half my savings. Alimony, because she claimed I had held her back by asking her to cut down on overtime so we could spend time together. Hired a lawyer. Not because I wanted a war, but because I realized I was already in one. And now here we were. She walked in with Eric, the man she cheated with, their fingers laced like high school sweethearts. They sat across from me, whispering, grinning. My lawyer, Grace, leaned toward me. Are you ready for this? Do I have a choice? I muttered. The judge entered. Proceedings began. Her attorney painted me as controlling, emotionally distant, claimed I stifled her ambitions. She even cried on cue. Tears that once made me want to protect her now looked like weapons. I stayed silent. Grace told me to. Let her bury herself, she said. Then it was our turn. Grace stood, her voice calm but edged with steel. Your Honor, we have submitted evidence of Mrs. Davis's ongoing extramarital affair with her direct superior at work, Mr. Eric Lowell, who happens to be sitting in this courtroom today. We also have proof that this relationship began months before she filed for divorce, during the time she claims my client was emotionally neglectful. A murmur rippled through the room. Maya's face drained of color. Eric shifted uncomfortably but kept that smug smirk, until Grace pulled out the emails, the hotel receipts, the explicit messages. Furthermore, Grace continued, we have financial records showing Mrs. Davis used joint funds to finance multiple getaways with Mr. Lowell while still living with my client. The laughter was gone now. The breaking point. Maya stood up, her voice cracking. This is irrelevant. Our marriage was dead long before. The judge raised a hand. Sit down, Mrs. Davis. Eric avoided my gaze. For the first time, I saw doubt in his posture. The kind of doubt that creeps in when a fantasy collides with reality. In the end, the judge ruled in my favor. Kept the apartment. Paid no alimony. She was ordered to repay the misused funds. But there were no winners in that room. Only wreckage. When the session ended, she approached me in the hallway. Daniel. I never meant for it to go this far. I looked at her. This woman I once thought I'd grow old with, and felt nothing. Not rage. Not love. Just an empty space where she used to be. You meant every step, Maya. You just didn't like where it led. She opened her mouth, but Eric tugged her arm. They left together, no longer laughing. That night, I went home to an apartment that felt bigger than it ever had. Quiet, yes, but peaceful. I sat on the couch, the rain tapping against the windows again, and let the silence wrap around me. It would take time to trust again, to open my heart. Betrayal leaves a scar that doesn't fade easily. But I also realized something as I watched the city lights blur through the rain. Her affair didn't define me. Her choices weren't my failures. Sometimes losing someone isn't the tragedy you think it is. Sometimes it's the first step toward finding yourself again. Months have passed since that day in court. Maya tried reaching out once. A late-night text saying she made a mistake. I didn't respond. Because the truth is, the moment she walked into that courtroom laughing with him, I stopped being her husband and started being me again.